My name is Angela.
My name is Nicole.
And welcome to the Ominous Stitch podcast. Hello, Stitchers!
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Ominous Stitch podcast.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We're so excited to have you guys listening. As always, we love our Stitchers.
Yes, thank you.
Yay.
And
yes.
we love to be here.
We do love to be here. It's been a couple weeks since I've seen Nicole, so I'm super excited.
Yeah.
It's always like, yay!
I was very happy. And Rosie.
And Rosie. Oh my gosh. Rosie loves Nicole. You guys know
I
that.
love Rosie. She's a
And
big grin
she's
on her
so
face.
excited. Yes.
I love her.
Well, she's like passed out on the couch right now, but before that,
all that excitement.
Yeah. So I made this blanket and I've shown it to you guys. It was my first corner to corner blanket, and it's the Christmas truck that I made for my husband for Christmas. My dog and my cat fight over the blanket.
No.
They fight over it. Right now, my dog is winning because she is fully asleep on it. If it is out, one of them has to be
hugging
on it.
too.
Yes.
It's adorable.
Yeah, she's like, this is my blanket today.
I love Rosie.
It's mine. I have it. It's
She's
all
a
mine.
good doge.
But yeah, so they fight over it. And my cat loves to lay on the red part only.
Really?
Just the red truck. Yeah. I don't know why. And then he gets on it and he makes little biscuits and he kind of suckles on it. That's his spot. And so my kids fight over it too because
everybody wants
wants this blanket. I need to make more. But every time if my kids, my son usually, it's my son and my younger daughter. My older daughter's like, whatever, you guys do your thing.
I can see that.
Yeah, my son usually wins, but whoever has it on their lap, the cat will come lay down on their lap. That's what they figured out. So they fight over it to get the cat to lay on them. And then Rosie gets jealous because they're like, well, why are you giving the attention to the cat? So I think that's why the cat and the dog fight over the blanket now.
Got it.
Oh, siblings.
Oh, but they have each other.
Yes, they do. And they love each other and they hate each other. And it's a wonderful sibling relationship between the cat and the dog and my son and my younger daughter. It's all the same.
All the same.
Oh, man. So, Nicole, what's got you in stitches?
Hey, the universe is awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this early morning, because you know how much I bring you coffee every morning.
Yes, she does. Every morning that we record, she brings me coffee.
So I'm in line, and there's this super duper nice car about 3 cars ahead of me. I don't even know what it is. It's so nice. It's really low.
You
it's
can
black.
tell that it's nice, and you don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is,
tell.
and the shape of it. I've never.
Yeah,
it looked like a Batman car.
Ooh,
yeah, because
cool.
you could. His window was down, and I'm pretty sure it's a guy, and his window was down, and it looked like a Batman car.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
that's cool. Okay,
and I'm like, well, what is he doing here?
Why is he
in Starbucks line? So he goes through, or I'm going through, I'm just looking at my phone as I go through, I order, and I get to it took a little bit to get to the window. It was weird. It took a little, few more minutes than usual, but I get up, and normal barista, who's really sweet.
Yeah, so this is the one over by my house? Yes, okay.
Comes out, and he's like, hey, someone paid for you already.
Oh.
And I'm like, I know who it is because it's got to be
Batman
this person.
car.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he was the one that I think held up everybody.
Because he was just paying for everybody?
He was just paying for everybody. Person in front of me paid for me. I'm pretty sure a few cars back. So
he was probably like, here's a big gift card.
Yes. Which is what my goal is one day. I'm going to do that. It's going to be awesome. But it made me feel good. And I was like, the universe is cool. So
well, thank you, Batman / Bruce Wayne, for buying us Starbucks this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a good stitch.
Great, right? So universe is good. It just made me feel happy. So
I love it.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Kumbaya.
Kumbaya.
You know, I never knew that. I never knew Kumbaya until you kept, I knew Kumbaya, the song, right?
Yeah.
Never think about it.
Yeah.
And then Angela kept saying it.
Yeah.
And
now
like,
you
what
say
does that mean?
You got it from me. Yay.
Okay. So, yeah, that's an Angela thing.
Yeah. Kumbaya. That's it. Means everything's wonderful and right in the world. That's not really what it means. I think it means come by here, come by me. But
I feel like that. Though.
Yeah, but to me it's like everything's wonderful and peaceful and blissful in the world. That's what it feels like to me.
And I know this is cheesy, but anytime I'm with Angela,
oh, Nicole, half of the reels that we send each other are always like, "You're my bestie. We get to do this. It feels like coming home." We are so sickeningly sweet, but it's nice.
But we're weird too. Like we're gonna haunt. Like you sent me the haunt.
Oh yeah. This was a cool reel. I send her one. I'm like, when we die, we're still gonna go out and haunt everything together.
Yeah, because we're gonna be friends until the end and beyond. So
and beyond.
Yay. Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Angela, what's got you in stitches?
So, well, I just want to give a quick shout out to my sister Becca. Woo woo, Becca.
Hey, Becca.
She's in town visiting, so it's always nice when she gets to come to the farm and we get to see her. I haven't seen her since Thanksgiving, I think. We just figured that out. So she's like, that's a long time, because for a while she was coming here. She likes to come to the farm and help out and do farm chores and do things here. And for a while, it was like every month she was coming out here. So it's been a while. And so she's like, it's been so long.
Seriously.
But anyway, I'm always happy to see my sister. I'm always happy to see one of our patrons. Yay. Becca.
Yay. Thank you,
and
Becca.
I got to give her the Fields of Flower blanket that I made
Which is
for
so
her.
gorgeous.
Yes. So she is actually not here right now. She decided to go give us a little bit of space. I'm like, you can listen to us, have a life. But then she's like, no, I don't want to put pressure on you guys. But anyway, so she's out.
But you know that people do that. I always think about this. Those really popular podcasts, they go and tour live.
I know.
And that makes me nervous.
It does? I can't wait. That is like a dream.
You told me that.
Mine.
And I was thinking about it. And I was like, well, if I'm on stage, what if I'm like looking at my computer?
Oh, it's okay. If you want,
awkward.
we can be fancy enough and put it on a prompter or something. So you just read on the prompter.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Like the president.
President Nicole reading off the prompters. She's doing a presidential way right now. That's so cute. She's so cute.
Anyway, but yeah. Okay. So Becca's here.
Yeah, so Becca's here, and I gave her my the blanket that I made for her. But I do want to talk about another blanket. So this is going to be my stitch for today. So my blanket did go for auction since last time I saw Nicole. Yeah. So it was like last weekend. So we didn't record last weekend.
Yes.
So I didn't get to talk about it. But last weekend. And then my son had kind of a double header for baseball. He one of the games kind of got rained out. In the last inning, they finally called a rain out, but they were tied. So they had to finish that game and go into the 7th inning because they only play 6 innings.
Oh, gosh.
So they had to finish it and go into the 7th inning. And then that went into the 8th inning. And then finally that game ended and my son lost that game, but then they played the exact same team.
Oh, gosh.
For the next game. And so they just took like a 20-minute break in between and then they played the next game.
Double
so
header.
we were at the ball field for like 6 hours because that second game went long because they're very evenly matched teams. So he wound up winning that game. Like 20-16 was the final score. 20.
That's a lot.
20-16.
That's too many.
My son got a bunch of hits and it was awesome. He did so good. He's like figuring out the baseball thing. So I'm like really proud of him. Proud mama. It was a really great game. And then after that, his coach took the team out for pizza, which was
what
sweet
a nice
and wonderful.
Coach.
So we go to this pizza place called Toppers, which
I love
Nicole
Toppers.
loves Toppers. So we went to Toppers and we're hanging out there. And then right next to Toppers is this big community center for our community where we live. So it's a nice, big, really nice
it is
center.
Really big.
It's big and
new,
it's really
right?
nice. Yeah, it's new. So they built it within the last few years. I want to say it was open before the pandemic, but it's not that old. It's brand new, and it's a facility that you can rent out and have banquets and things there. Because I've been to a few events there, so it's a big event center. Every Wednesday evening, they have a big farmers market there. Oh, and so it's really, really nice.
We should book a booth there for.
I know we should. We should book
next
booth.
year.
Book a booth,
and you could sell eggs too.
Yes, eggs and crochet.
They go hand in hand.
Eggs and crochet. We can crochet eggs and I don't know.
Or egg holders.
Ew, no. lots of
a range.
Yeah. But anyway, at the event center, there was a big event happening there. And I was like, oh, I wonder what's going on. And my husband was like, yeah, what's going on? I was like, oh, that's the auction. That's the event that my blanket is at. I'm like, it is right next door. And I didn't even think about it.
Put it two and together.
So I'm like, ooh, I should sneak over there and like see what's going on with it. But I didn't, because I'm like I'm wearing like a sweatshirt that, is. So one of the moms on my son's team made all the other parents these t-shirts and sweatshirts, and I was like wearing that. It's sweet. So my son's on the Padres, so it says Padres, and mine's all like brown and glittery.
Ooh.
And then it has my son's name and his number on the back. It's
cute.
Awesome. It's so cute. I love it. So I have a t-shirt and a sweatshirt in case it's hot or cold. I'm covered. I'm ready to go. We did that at the same time.
Jinx.
We are so on the same wavelength right now. Oh my gosh, you guys. To be a fly on the wall in our house right now, we're just like, woohoo. We're two in sync.
There's never such a thing. Okay.
So anyway, I was watching people go in and out. And I'm like, oh, my blanket's there. And I'm like, I wonder what it went for. I still don't know what the final number was that it went for, but I did find out that there was a bidding war on it.
Awesome.
So that's good. I hope
it was
brought a
worth
lot
it.
of money for, to the auction and for my choir. That's who was auctioning it off. It was a fundraiser for my my choir that I used to sing with that I haven't been with in a few years. But
maybe you'll get back into that.
I also auctioned off voice lessons. So
did those win?
I don't know how much those went for, and I haven't gotten contacted from the person that bought them. But
someone bought them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody bought them.
Very, very cool.
So so thank you to whoever bought my blanket. I hope
it
you
goes
enjoy
to a good home.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I'm glad there was a bidding war on it. It made me feel good.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, it did. So I was trying to figure out the final tally on it. It was over 100 hours of work that I put into
12,
it. Probably about 110.
Oh my gosh.
Hours on that blanket.
So patrons and listeners, what do you think her blanket should have gone for? Like, email us and tell us, because
you can email us at theominousstitch@gmail.com.
That's
2 S's. Or comment on any of our social medias. Comment on the blanket on the social medias.
Yes, we
How
put it
much
on
do you
TikTok
think it should have
and
gone for?
Instagram. I don't touch Facebook as much. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Not too many touch Facebook.
No, I'm not into that as much. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on those two. So tell us what you think.
Yeah. Tell us how much you think that blanket should go for. And, again, it was well over 110 hours of work.
That is so long.
It was a long time.
Again, times at least 12, maybe 14. It should be 14 at least now.
Yeah.
That's $1,400.
Yeah.
Plus materials.
So plus materials.
$15.50 or something.
Most, okay. To be honest, most of the yarn I already had. It was my stash.
But I did have
to buy some.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Someone had to purchase that at some point.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
but it's a gorgeous blanket. Are you ever going to make it again now? Because it took so long.
It took so long. Yes, I will make it again because my daughter wants it, but I think she wants like a sweater vest with that. I'm like, how cute would that be?
I want that.
How cute!
I want a sweater vest. Oh, and I would make it specific colors. Oh, yeah, let's do it. Okay, we'll have we'll block off time at some point.
Yeah.
This is our project.
I know. I was like, well, I told my oldest, because she's all about colors and all about flowers and stuff. She loves it. And I was like, well, I was going to make a sweater for you out of this, and she's like, but I'm like, it's hot now. And she goes, well, you can make me a sweater vest. And I'm like, oh, how cute would that be?
I want a sweater vest now. You put thoughts in my head.
Yay.
I'm going to do this.
So we'll have to make a sweater vest.
Okay.
Yay. So that's my stitch. We're both running our legs at the same.
Why are we twins today?
Because it has been too long and we've both had crazy busy a couple of weeks since we've seen each other. I think we're just too excited. So normally on podcast days, we will spend probably an hour or so before the podcast to kind of get all of our we haven't seen each other kind of things out so that we can settle into the podcast. But today we dove right in. So I think, you guys are going to get a lot of our energy because we're excited to see each other. And we haven't like done our little connect before the podcast.
That's right.
So we're going to be doing that today right now while we're podcasting.
This is the best time to do it because I'm so excited for this episode.
I'm excited. I think I know what it is, and you didn't tell me I was wrong. So I might.
And
I don't
you're
know.
in sync with me today, so
I know.
you're in my brain.
I am.
But I think it's going to be even more exciting for you, I think, because of how this is all going to pan out. And I'm not going to spoil it. You all know now.
You all know now.
From the
you
show
guys
notes.
are smart. You're much smarter than us.
No, that's not true.
Well, smarter than me because I'm the only one not in
You're
the
just
know
in
at
the
this point.
dark. That's all. You're not smart.
That's okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. No, you make me smarter every time because you tell me things I don't know. Like constantly.
Random useless facts of the day.
No, but the more you know, the more you know. But no, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. And then
it's crazy.
The more, I don't know. There's so much.
The world is mysterious.
The world is mysterious.
And I love that.
There's so much in life
Uh-huh.
that you can learn and you can get to. I love learning things. I think that's the whole reason why we're here is to learn as much as you can and develop your thoughts and opinions on whatever there is in this crazy existence.
I love this.
That is ever changing.
It is.
Because we're constantly learning new things about weird stuff.
Right?
All of the time.
Yes.
So anyway.
All right. But
excited.
before we do that.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm really excited about this stitch because it is a stitch that we have done before with a regular hook, but not a Tunisian hook.
Which you love.
Which I love the Tunisian hook. Actually, when we get to stitch time, it's actually, I think this one's harder than on a regular hook. I hate to say it because I love Tunisian crochet, but maybe I'm just not getting the hang of it that yet. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's get stitching.
Okay.
Okay, Stitchers. So for today's stitch, we are going to revisit the Smock Stitch. So I made a beanie with this before and we gave it to, hello, Brittany.
Hey, Brittany.
I hope you're feeling better. We love you, Brittany.
We love you.
So I gave it to Brittany, I don't know, like earlier this year. So it's the Smock Stitch. Yeah, in January. Mm-hmm. And this has been popping up on my TikTok and on my reels. And so I'm like, okay,
it knows you.
Universe is like, do this. And so I'm like, all right, we'll do it. So it's the Tunisian Crochet Smock Stitch. I went with TL Yarn Crafts. I love her videos. And I said that before. She does them slow enough for you to just sit there and do it. And she'll do like a couple examples and then she fast forwards.
Oh,
so like get all the way
that.
through the end of the
that
row.
Helps so much.
And then she's like, okay, so when we're at the end of the row, then we're going to do this. And she goes slow enough. And then she's like, okay, you get it, fast forward, right? And
no
so
time.
she's great. And
Good.
like, it's very clear to see her stitches and what she's doing. So anyway, I love her.
Okay.
So TL Yarn Crafts.
TL Yarn Crafts.
Yes. And she has a video of the Tunisian Crochet Smock Stitch. For whatever reason, I wasn't getting it for a while. I had to take it apart and try it like 3 different times. And I finally figured out what I was doing wrong.
Interesting.
Okay. So when I get to that part of the stitch, I'll let you know.
And it's not written out. It's just a video.
Yeah, it's just a video, but it's 2 rows and it makes sense once you see it. It's really easy to see which row you're on in case you're like me and you lose track. What row did I just do? I don't know. You can see it. So it's easy to see what row you're doing.
Got it.
So the Tunisian Crochet Smock Stitch. And so you're going to set it up like you normally do any Tunisian crochet. So you're going to do an even amount of stitches and then, or even amount of chains. Let me do it that way. Even amount of chains. And then you're going to load your hook up with all the back bump loops. And then you're going to yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way back. So that's your typical setup row for Tunisian crochet, right?
Right.
Then we're going to be working with the front bars. Okay. So what we do in the Smock Stitch is we're going to do a Tunisian crochet stitch 2 together. So that means you're going to take the first 2 bars and then yarn over and pull through those first 2 bars. Then you're going to yarn under.
Ooh.
So yarn. This is what messed me up because I kept yarning over.
Interesting. So it does make a big difference.
It makes a big difference.
Okay.
So I kept yarning over, which, the yarn goes behind the hook and then you grab it, right? That's a yarn over because it's going over the top of your hook.
Right.
Right. Yarn under, it goes in front of the hook and
Yeah.
back behind.
Yes.
So
So
it's the other way.
Amigurumi people do that a lot too, I think.
Oh,
changes
the
how it
yarn
looks.
under. Yes, exactly right. So that's what I kept screwing up and why I had to take it apart 3 times. I was like, oh, and she kept saying yarn under. And I'm like, well, what's the difference? Pay attention, watch. And she even explained it. And I was just trying to get it so fast. I just wasn't watching.
Dang it.
So yarn under, the yarn goes in
Okay.
front of the hook.
Got it.
Yarn over goes behind, right? Yarn under, it goes in front of the hook.
Yep.
You have to hold it on with your finger because
Because it
otherwise it
slips off.
will
Yeah.
slip off. So you have to hold it on with your finger. So that's the basic stitch is that you're going to, do you see? Isn't it
It's
cute?
so pretty.
Yeah. So the basic stitch is it's 2 together and then you finish with a yarn over because then that's reloading the stitch that you just lost.
Got it.
Right? So then you will wind up with the same amount of loops on your hook that as you started with, even though you're doing 2 together. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
So I did 18. I'm going to go through 2 bars, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn under, and then load up 2 bars, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn under so that I'm
Okay.
adding that loop back on. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. You do that all the way to the end. Make sure when you get to the end stitch, you're going through both of those loops
right.
on the back there, right? Yarn over, pull up a loop. So then you should, if you started with 18, you will have 18 again on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through 1, which creates the chain at the end of your row. And then yarn over, pull through 2 all the way back. Right?
Got it.
So that's the first row. The second row is going to be kind of the opposite of that first row. So the second row, you're going to start with just 1 bar. You're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop just from that first bar. Then it's going to be the 2, 2, 2, 2 with like you go through 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn under, right? So the yarn under happens after you pull through the 2 to reload that one that you dropped, right? After, not before, after.
She's like, I did this. I know what this is.
Because that was another mistake that I kept doing is when I started the second row, I'd be like, okay, so yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn under. No, it's only after you yarn over, pull through, you go through the 2 bars, yarn over, pull through those 2 bars, then you reload it.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
That's the only time. And then so to offset it, to make sure that you're grabbing the right loops, you're either doing 1 bar and then you'll do the 2 with the yarn over, or you're starting with the 2 with the yarn over and going all the way down. Does that make sense? So that offsets the thing. Yeah. And then that's it. That's a Tunisian Crochet Smock Stitch.
That's so cool. We should put it on a YouTube short. That's what we were talking about, right?
Ooh,
Somebody
yeah.
told
We
us
got to do the shorts. Yeah.
So we can
Somebody
just, I
told
can
us.
just film
It's
you
all
real quick.
all YouTube shorts.
Yeah.
You got to do the shorts.
All YouTube shorts.
Yeah.
Because we don't need a whole
Be
video.
like yarn under, not yarn over.
Show
Yarn
everybody.
under, people.
And with this big hook too. It's huge.
Yeah, well, it's a Tunisian
I
crochet
know.
hook, so
But
they're
you gotta show people
long.
more about it. It's really neat.
Yeah, I love Tunisian crochet. You guys know that, and hopefully, Jen, you're enjoying it too, because I know you just started doing it too.
Which is so cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you're making with it, Jen. So if you've posted something, let me know because I may have missed it.
She's doing a lot of cross stitch, which is so cool.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Nice.
I like her
I
cross
love
stitch
it.
stuff.
I love it. Yeah, I should probably learn cross stitch at some point.
No. You do what you want. You do what
Yeah.
you do. So
I'm
okay.
like so tired from that blanket. I have not been
You
crocheting
feel,
much.
I know. I hate it when you love something so much and it just becomes tedious at some point.
Yeah.
And you're like, but this is what I love. And
It's a lot of work. I mean, I did all of
labor.
that in 1 month.
right.
Yeah, which was
That's insane.
110
It takes me
hours
3
of
months
work
to
in
make a
1
blanket.
month.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
insane.
It was crazy.
You crammed that all
I'm
in.
never doing that again. I say that I'm going to do it again. You
Well-
guys know. You guys know.
You'll do it again as a labor of love for
Yes.
somebody, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always. Yes.
So there you
Always.
go.
So yay.
Very cool. Yeah, we'll put a picture up on our socials of it. Hopefully, we'll get a video of it because I really want to show you guys how she's doing this.
Yeah.
It's
Let
really
me
cool.
practice a little more before we do video. No, but it's really cool. I
She's
enjoy
already
it.
done a little bit. You're
Yeah,
on.
a little bit. Yeah. I'll do more while you're telling me about stuff that I don't know about yet. I can't wait to get to story time. Can we do it?
I'm very excited.
Okay, it's story time.
Guess what, Angela?
What, Nicole?
Remember our U.S. road trip series?
Yes.
Well, we're going to do something similar.
Okay.
But with cryptids.
I was right.
She was 100%
I
right.
had a theory. So let me take you guys on my little theory trip that I had. So Nicole comes in and I'm like, I think we're doing cryptids today. And here's why. Because the movie was like basically a cryptid. And it made me think, and I was like, she's trying to make a Cthulhu and I don't know Cthulhu. And so I'm like, ooh, that probably sparked it. We got to do some cryptid things. And then she texted me earlier this week. Did we talk about this cryptid before? Did we just kind of like, so no, I mean, you didn't. That's just me putting everything together and being
that
like,
cryptid,
that's what we're talking about.
Okay. Yes. So you did a good job, sleuth. That cryptid I asked you about is not in this week's episode, but it's in future episode. I told you, I'm so excited about this that I'm like trying to get a lot done. So it's cool.
Yay. All right. I'm excited too.
Yay. Yay. Our road trip was super organized by like how we started our road trip and we kind of snaked our way. Yeah, this is not that. I started this one because I thought it was going to be this episode about this one specific cryptid. But then I was like, no, I want to do more. And this one I had enough info about, but not to the point where I would fill up a whole episode. And so I thought this was a really good way to cover as many cryptids as we can.
Okay.
In this, series. So I'm excited. This will be fun. And we're going to start where patron Kate lives.
Yeah, Kate. Have you seen this one? I don't even know what it is.
Heard of this one? So we're in Illinois, okay? Now, April 1973.
Ooh.
Imagine picking up your newspaper, if you know what a newspaper is. Because I know that there's some kids out there that don't know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Scary. Anyway, and reading something out of a horror book. Well, in the Mount Vernon Register News, an article is published. 3 legs, pink eyes as big as flashlights. A monster at Enfield.
Oh.
Yeah. So as you can, gather from all that and reading the notes, we're talking about the Enfield monster.
Enfield monster. I've never heard of this.
I've heard of Enfield horror, but Enfield horror, I believe, is part of H.P. Lovecraft and his stories. So this Enfield city was like, whoa, this is cool. All right. 50-year-old Henry McDaniel was an antique dealer living in Enfield, Illinois, and had a wife and 2 children, Lil and Henry. On April 25th, around 9:30 p.m., Henry and his wife returned home from a meeting to Lil and Henry freaking out. They proceeded to tell them that the something had tried to get into their home by scratching at the door.
That's spooky.
Spooky already. Well, just a half an hour later, Henry also heard the strange scratching at the door. When he opened it, expecting a cat or dog.
Right.
No, he found something way more terrifying.
McDaniel
claimed he saw a creature that had 3 legs, a short body, 2 little short arms, and 2 pink eyes as big as flashlights.
Okay. 3 legs, 2 arms, a short little body, and big...
No, 2 short arms. And
2 short arms.
A short body, yeah.
A short body, 2 short arms.
And 2 pink eyes.
That
were huge.
Okay. Flashlight. Big eyes. Big pink eyes.
Yeah.
Weird.
He approximated that it stood about 4.5 feet to 5 feet tall and was grayish colored.
Oh, weird.
And he knew right away that its intent was to get into the house.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's scratching at the door.
Yeah, it wants to get in.
It wants to get in.
Why?
But why?
Why?
Exactly.
McDaniel then slammed the door on the creature and hurried to find his .22 pistol and flashlight. Of course.
You got to shoot first.
That's the theme. From the dresser in his bedroom and returned to the front door. He wrenched it open to find the monster still outside, but about 12 feet from his house. He then proceeded to fire 4 shots because we know from history.
Yeah, you shoot first.
Ask questions later.
Yeah.
America. Okay. Sorry. He claimed that when he fired the first shot, he knew he hit it. And at that moment, he heard the creature let out a loud hiss similar to a wildcat's. But then the creature bounded away in super long strides across his yard, covering approximately 50 feet in 3 jumps.
Whoa. With 3 legs?
3 legs. McDaniels lost sight of it as it made its way towards the railroad and the cover of the trees. Still in shock, McDaniel then phoned the police. When they arrived, they couldn't find the creature anywhere. Police officer James Masser noted that McDaniel appeared rational and sober. While investigating the location, they did discover tracks in the soft earth around the home. McDaniel claimed the tracks looked like dog's tracks but had 6 toe pads.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah. 2 of the tracks were about 4 inches wide, while the print left by the 3rd foot was smaller. Police also made note of the scratches on McDaniel's door. In the news article, they made note that McDaniel was 100% sure it was not a dog, and even more positive it was not a kangaroo, which many skeptics
because
claim.
That's what I was thinking too.
Right?
That because like the tail they use the tail as a leg. Yeah.
No. This is the crazy part. He knew it was not a kangaroo because he once had a pet kangaroo while serving in the army in Australia. Boom. So he knew it was not a kangaroo, everybody.
That's crazy.
He had a pet. So yeah, if you have your own pet kangaroo, I'm pretty sure you know that's not one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's man, that blew my theory out of the water. I'm so glad that you
I had to put that in because it does sound like a kangaroo.
It
right?
does.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a kangaroo, man.
No.
Okay. What is this thing, Nicole?
Don't know. And when asked how he was able to recall all the details of the creature in such a short space of time in the dark, McDaniel responded that he had a photographic memory. He even noted that the creature's body was almost like a human body.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The last claim of McDaniel in the news article. If they do find it, they will find more than one, and they won't be from this planet. I can tell you that.
Oh, another alien puppy.
Yes. Yes.
Alien kangaroo.
Oh, man. The police were very skeptical of McDaniel's claims about the creature, even though they had just received news of an attack on a small boy just 30 minutes earlier.
From the same thing?
So 10-year-old Greg Garrett of Enfield, Illinois, practically neighbors with Henry McDaniel, was playing in his backyard, his folks inside watching TV. Suddenly, Greg burst into the home crying hysterically, and when his parents asked what happened, he explained that while he was playing outside, a terrifying, misshapen beast came out of nowhere and attacked him. The creature charged at Greg and stomped on the boy's feet, which ripped his shoe in the process. Greg described the creature as 5 feet tall or so, 3 legs, short, stumpy arms with taloned hands, gray and slimy skin, and very large, disproportionate red eyes.
Oh, man.
30 minutes before McDaniel reported it.
Dude, so this is like a real thing. It's a real thing.
It's in there.
What is it, Nicole?
I don't know.
What? Oh my goodness. The detail of the slimy makes it like so much worse.
Right?
And they just came and stomped on the boy's feet?
He shredded his feet, yeah. And then he ran away and his shoe was torn up.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. Why is he wanting to get in the house? Who knows what this intent is? Okay.
Oh, man.
At this point, the parents had no choice but to phone the police. When they arrived, they could find no evidence of the creature Greg described. Wikipedia claims that the boy later told Western Illinois University researchers his report was a hoax to have fun with an out-of-town newsman, but I could not find this as a hoax on any other website.
Maybe he was made to say this is a hoax. Because, come on, there's another guy that saw it too. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's a hoax. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Even if the little boy was fibbing, the horror didn't stop for McDaniel. May 6th at 3 a.m., he was aroused from a deep slumber when his neighbor's dogs began barking frantically. He jumped out of bed, ran outside trying to see what was going on. And when he discovered the same creature he saw days ago near the train tracks.
Oh my gosh.
The creature just hung out on the tracks, and this time McDaniel did not pull out his weapon because he claimed the creature was sort of meandering. Thank you, McDaniel.
Yeah.
He later stated, I saw something moving out on the railroad track, and there it stood. I didn't shoot at it or anything. It started on down the railroad track. It wasn't in a hurry or nothing. Eventually, the creature casually bounced away into the night. Due to the publicity of McDaniel's encounter, everyone started to flock to Enfield, hoping to either spot the creature or hunt it down. Sheriff Roy Poshard Jr. had to tell McDaniel to keep it down or he'd be incarcerated because he was aware that young men were in the woods with guns, ready to shoot at anything that moved. He ended up arresting 5 hunters for shooting at a quote-unquote gray thing that ran through the woods. 2 of those hunters, Mike Mogul and Roger Tappy, both swore they had seen a gray monkey running in the underbush.
A gray monkey.
The frenzy thankfully died down, but then 4 more people saw what was dubbed the Enfield Horror.
Dude, so like, okay, there's lots of people that have seen this.
Mm-hmm.
That's, what was it, Nicole?
I don't know. The Enfield Horror. When word got around about this mysterious creature lurking in Enfield, more than just random locals with guns were curious. Rick Rainbow, the then director of the WWKI radio station in Kokomo, Indiana, decided he wanted to find the creature as well. He arrived in Enfield with 3 friends on Sunday, May 6th. Then 4 of them were able to spot a creature that was about 5.5 feet tall, gray, and stooped over. It ran through the woods near an abandoned house, which was nearby McDaniel's house.
Oh,
They claimed it moved with unnatural speed and quickly vanished from their sight. Rick Rainbow claimed to have recorded the creature shrieking as it ran away from them on a tape recorder, but no one has that recording.
Boo.
Cryptozoologist Lauren Coleman also investigated and heard the Enfield monster's cries, but the sightings eventually died down and people lost interest. Lauren told the press, I traveled to Enfield, interviewed the witnesses, looked at the sighting of the house the Enfield monster had damaged, heard some strange screeching banshee-like sounds, and walked away bewildered. Lauren was specifically at the McDaniels residence when he heard the beast's cries. So something about McDaniel's home is attracting this creature.
Yeah.
Later, Lauren published an article entitled Swamp Slobs Invade Illinois in the Fate magazine. So here are some renderings of what people thought it could look like. Here's one.
Ooh, weird. Ooh. I hope it doesn't look like that.
I don't think so because it said it had short arms. So I don't think the arms on this
is that
rendering.
supposed to be a leg? I don't understand where the arms are.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Maybe it is right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where's its face?
This is another one.
That's cuter. Like, I keep thinking, with the big eyes, I'm like, it's, kawaii. I keep thinking I want it to look like that, but.
This like cute thing. No. Here's another
one. No. I don't like, that looks like out of Beetlejuice.
Yes. Right?
Oh.
With the mouth.
Why is that one leg like flipped up like
I don't know. Because then he could flip it down and run fast. I have no idea. These are people's
weird.
renderings. All right, so that is the Enfield monster.
That's so cool.
Before I forgot, before I move on to the next cryptid, I do have a Reddit story of someone's own encounter with what they believe to be the Enfield monster.
Okay.
I cannot guarantee what I saw was a historical Enfield monster, but regardless, it was a very strange experience. I was visiting Enfield in '86, a good 13 years after the main sightings. Mind you, I had no idea this thing existed, nor had I heard any stories about it prior. Anyway, I am from Chicago, as is my wife, and in 1986 we helped her parents move into a new home in Enfield. They had decided to downsize, so we spent the weekend moving them in. By night 2, everyone was exhausted. Her parents had a dog who was whiny from lack of attention during the move, and we could tell she was cramped from not moving around much. Everyone else was dead tired, and honestly, I was too, but I offered to take the dog on a short walk. 1, because it was a nice thing to do and earned me some extra brownie points with my at the time girlfriend's parents. Oh, with my at the time girlfriend's parents.
Yes.
That's written weird. Okay. And 2, it let me have a little alone time, so to speak, as I just spent every minute with them over the 2 days.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it too. Yeah. A few minutes later, I'm out the door with Roxy, ready to embark on a nice little walk. It was late May and around 9:45 at night, so it was warm enough that the breeze felt nice and incredibly dark. I passed a few houses and tried my best to keep recognition of where I was going to make sure I didn't get lost. Not too far away from where I left, Roxy decided to take care of her bodily duties. While I waited, I glanced around. Something caught my eye in a tree. My eyes were still adjusting to the dark, but I could make out what looked like 2 very large reddish-orange eyes staring at me between tree branches. I shuddered and gave Roxy a quick yank. Thankfully, she was done, so we continued on and away from the tree. I started walking a bit faster, having a hard time shaking what I'd just seen. Typing this out doesn't seem very scary, but the way it made me feel was dreadful. A moment later, I heard a deep thud and some scratching, like nails or claws on the pavement. I whipped my head around and caught a tiny glimpse of something dashing away right from under that tree with the red eyes. I took a corner away from that tree at the next intersection, trying to get away and hoping to cut the walk a little shorter than anticipated. A few moments later, Roxy moved to the grass and returned to a squatting pose. Unrelated, but it was at this point I realized that I had brought nothing to scoop any doggy droppings. Anyway, I wasn't thinking of that long. I was still on high alert. After she was done, her ears perked up and she was looking off in the distance. I couldn't see whatever she was looking at, and I wasn't super familiar with the dog or her mannerisms, but I could tell she was distressed. That was when my leading the walk ended. Rather, she was pulling me back in the direction of the house. To be honest, I didn't mind.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I didn't mind heading back to the house, back inside safely with my future wife and her parents. As we hustled back to the house, Roxy stopped dead in her tracks. This time, I knew exactly why. In the distance, we saw something, and I emphasized something cross the road in front of us. It was gray, hairy, with long unnatural arms, and it was hard to tell in the night with how quickly it walked, but I swear it looked like it had 3 legs. And I swear to God, I believed that before I read any stories about the Enfield monster. Needless to say, I almost shit my pants right there. When we got back to the house, my future wife could tell something was wrong, but I didn't want to tell her. 1, I didn't want to say I just saw something unbelievable and was terrified. And 2, I didn't want to freak her parents out. They just moved here after all. A few years later, I told them the story. They thankfully said they'd never seen anything like what I described. So this is my story. Could it be the Enfield monster? I'm not sure. But one thing is for sure, it was an absolutely crazy experience.
Yeah, the dog reacting like the last time that he saw it makes me feel like it's a lot more legit, because like dogs will sense things before
they
you
are
go.
so good at that.
Yeah, like they're on
They
alert.
smell it,
What? Yeah. So
Could
yeah.
be. Who
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I love this so much. I've never heard of this monster before, but like
I haven't either.
it sounds so creepy and terrifying, but it's real, dude. It's
But it
so
didn't do
real.
anything. It
Didn't do anything. It's just
scratching.
like do.
Yeah.
I'm here on my own. Yeah, it sounds like, a stray animal that's like, please. I
Yeah,
mean,
help
Shadow
me.
does that.
Yeah.
Like our little black cat. In fact, Shadow freaked us out a few like episodes ago.
That's
we were
right.
sitting here
Meowing.
podcasting, and then we were about to hit a break, and then we heard this big loud meow. We're like, what is that? It wasn't.
It sounded like it was in the house.
Right. And it wasn't Pumpkins, because
Yeah.
he was laying down next to us. We're like, oh, what is happening? And my brain is always like, black-eyed kids, black-eyed kids.
I'm sorry. That was a patron episode, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Hey, become a patron. Listen to
Yeah,
that.
the
because
Black-Eyed Kids.
That is spooky.
And I still have a patron episode that's coming.
That's
you guys.
right. That's right. We'll get it
Still
out.
one.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
we'll get it
out.
Okay.
Oh, so good. So good.
So now we travel to Wisconsin, where there is a cryptid that is terrifying and was first spotted in 1936. Here's that story. Night watchman Mark Shackleman had arrived for a shift at St. Coletta's School for Exceptional Children in Jefferson, Wisconsin, just before midnight. Shackleman was a man in his 30s and was supporting his wife and family with this mundane job. He was used to walking the grounds every night. The school was located inside a former Franciscan convent, and the grounds covered several old buildings, an orchard, and wide open fields where several old Native American burial mounds had been preserved.
Oh.
Here you go. picture.
Oh, beautiful.
It's
huge.
It's old
That's
now.
beautiful.
I think it's abandoned now, but.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
It's definitely haunted. Look at that thing.
When Shackleman was walking the fields, he looked up to see a large shadow. He couldn't make it out because it was still pretty far, and in the middle of the night, it was super dark. But when he came closer, he squinted and could see a hunched form on all fours, and it was digging into one of the mounds.
Uh-oh.
He assumed it was a dog, or at least canine-like, in the way it was digging, but from far away, he could tell this creature was huge. While staring the creature down from a good distance, the creature then noticed there was a presence and looked up at Shackleman.
Uh-oh.
And when this happened, the creature suddenly stood up. This creature, with its hairy body, when erect, was over 6 feet tall.
Baby Bigfoot.
Shackleman could see a shaggy canine face, but with thick fur and a very muscular body of a man. Soon a low growl echoed across the field.
Werewolf, werewolf, werewolf,
Shackleman
werewolf.
then could smell something rancid, which he equated to rotting meat. He was taken aback and fear rushed through him, but just as quick as the creature stood up to stare at Shackleman, he fled off into the trees and was gone in an instant. The following morning, he told his wife about what he had witnessed, and he described to her that its thumbs and little fingers appeared shriveled, noticeably shorter than the others on its hands. Somehow, Shackleman had the courage to return the next night for his job. He arrived in the daylight hours to investigate a little more and noticed that the mound where the creature was had raking marks in the dirt.
Oh.
When he was crossing the fields that night, he noticed the large shadow again digging in the same mound as the night before. Shackleman gripped tightly onto his large flashlight as if to use it as a weapon if necessary. As a repeat of the night before, the creature noticed Shackleman staring at him, and he stood again, but this time it opened its mouth.
Ah!
Shackleman was close enough to see fangs in the creature's mouth as the creature snarled and growled at him.
Werewolf.
Shackleman mentioned later that when the creature growled, it was almost a 3-syllable growl, low and mean, and it sounded like Gadara, with the accent on the second syllable.
Gadara.
Yeah. Shackleman stood still with the hair on his neck standing on end, and again the creature turned and ran away into the trees. Shackleman stated later, "Then I did the only thing I could do. I prayed to God to save me, and it turned and slowly walked away. For a long time I stood there, that bad smell hung in the air, and then I said another prayer of thankfulness. I never saw that thing again or anything even like it."
Dude, 2 nights in a row, there were scratch marks on the mound. He heard it say or growl a word. Did he ever figure out what that meant?
No, but Shackleman was so shook that apparently the growl and the way the creature tried to speak to him stuck in his mind for years afterward.
What does it mean?
This creature was
Maybe
never
trying to say, "Get out of here."
Yeah. I like that. This creature was never mentioned or seen again really until sightings became more prevalent in the 1980s and the 90s, but more in the area of Elkhorn. But there were sightings as far as Walworth, Racine, and Jefferson County. This creature was dubbed the Beast of Bray Road, for a series of sightings happened along this street. Several people reported seeing a large wolf-like animal on or near the road, sometimes attacking cars or livestock. The reports became widely known in the community, and Linda Godfrey from the Walworth County Week newspaper investigated further. She interviewed several witnesses and wrote a series of articles that caught a lot of attention by media. She later published a book titled The Beast of Bray Road, Tailing Wisconsin's Werewolf. All reports describe a large, hairy creature that resembles a wolf or a bear, but with human characteristics. When standing, it's about 6 to 7 feet tall and looks to weigh about 400 pounds. Its fur or hair is very dark and has red or yellow glowing eyes, pointed ears, and a long snout with sharp teeth. It runs very fast on all fours, but stands on 2 legs and has a very foul smell. It will growl and howl. Some believe the creature is intelligent and can communicate with humans telepathically or verbally. And some believe it's aggressive, attacking people or animals without provocation.
It's a werewolf, you guys, 100%. Oh, wow. Whoa.
Someone captured this on
That's
YouTube.
a picture.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Because, I mean, it's a wolf, but the arms are wrong.
Yes.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I can't get over it. That's crazy. And is that a picture next to it too, or is that a drawing?
Apparently it's a picture, I think, on YouTube.
What? Oh, you guys. Okay, before we move on to the next cryptid, I see you have more.
It's the same cryptid stuff. Yeah.
And I have a story to tell.
Okay.
That is actually one of our patron stories. Yeah.
Okay.
Kate, are you ready? I'm mentioning you. You know it. Okay.
Do you want me to?
No, keep going. Keep
Okay,
going.
okay,
I'll tell you when we're done.
Okay. So the first encounter from the late 80s was from Lori Andreezy, manager of the Jury Room, a lounge in Elkhorn. She was driving back from her job around 1:30 a.m. when she noticed a massive creature to the side of the road, its back turned to her. As she continued along the road, she glanced in her mirror to look at the creature again, and she was able to see the creature from the front. She said, "It was kneeling. Its elbows were up and its claws facing out, so I knew it had claws. I remember the long claws." Here's another image.
That's crazy.
This is a rendering. But
Yeah.
creepy, right?
Yeah.
She thought she could see something between the long claws. Roadkill, perhaps? But even though the headlights hit the creature, it stayed and stared at her. It did not run. Andreezy drove home in fear. She went to the local library the next morning to look around catalogs to maybe explain away what she saw. She came across the Golden Book of the Mysterious, published in 1976, which featured an illustration of a werewolf, which looked exactly similar.
I love it. I love it.
Andreezy mentioned, "It was night and it was late, but I know what I saw. You don't mistake something like that. To this day, I believe it was satanic. It was just my feeling." Sure, okay. "I don't believe in werewolves per se, but I believe something could be well conjured up."
No, it's a werewolf. And okay, so yeah, okay, cool. Can I tell my story now?
Yes,
okay,
I'll keep going. Don't worry.
Okay, so there's more. So Kate, I'm sorry if I screw up a lot of details on this because it's been a while since you, and this I'm just going off of memory. But do you remember Kate emailed
one
us?
of her first ones.
Yeah, one of her first emails
Yeah.
she sent us. So she was hanging out at a church youth group thing, and then she had like a couple of people that she was hanging out with, and then one of her friends left early. But was like mad and upset.
Sister or something.
There were two sisters, yeah. And one of them left early and was mad and upset. And then Kate and somebody else went outside to see what was going on, or maybe they were waiting for their ride.
Yeah.
And that friend that left that was upset got into a van and backed out and turned and almost ran Kate and her friend over. Like just rageful, was just mad and crazy driving. And they looked in and it was a wolf.
It was a wolf.
It was a wolf. Right, Kate? Am I remembering this right? Yeah. You remember it too.
I remember that.
Yeah. So Kate has seen a werewolf. Yay.
So this could be the same.
Yeah.
Okay. In October of 1989 or Halloween 1991 from another account, which I think that's more accurate. I don't know. Dorothy Gibson was driving along Bray Road in the fog when she suddenly felt something hit her car, or at least she felt she hit something and her front left tire lift off the ground.
Uh-oh.
She pulled over after driving another 50 feet, and when she got out of her car to assess, she didn't see anything on the road behind her. But then she saw a large, hairy creature running out of the woods. She claimed, "Here comes this thing, and it's just running up at me."
Oh my gosh.
It was no dog. It was bigger than me. I've never seen a human run like that, and my uncle was a track star.
Okay. Could be also skinwalker though, right? Because they can take the form of a wolf.
Yes. But they're more seen in reservations, I think.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, maybe it's strayed.
Well, okay. The monks, were they on a burial ground? Was that? Am I remembering things wrong? Okay, never mind. You're looking at me weird. Okay.
Well, the school at the beginning
school, yeah,
was on
on
Franciscan ground. Yes, so
Franciscan ground, but not necessarily Indian.
It was Native American burial grounds in the back.
Okay,
Pretty sure.
that's right. Okay,
Yes.
so I was like, I remembered something about that.
It's got both.
Okay. So could be skinwalker.
Could be.
Okay.
Could be. But I feel like skinwalkers, yeah. No, I mean, when they first described it, it sounded more like werewolf, I think.
Absolutely
because
werewolf.
Skinwalkers can turn from, I think, more from looking human, and then to
They turn
creature.
human to full animal
Yes.
and not humanoid hybrid.
Exactly.
And this was a humanoid hybrid.
This looked like a werewolf.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Silver bullets, y'all. Or ash, right? Ash was the
Ash,
other thing?
yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'm remembering things, guys.
Okay, she quickly got back in her car and drove off as fast as she could. Apparently, the creature caught up and landed on the truck,
Oh, no.
but slid off due to the rain. Good job,
Oh,
rain.
my gosh. I would poop my pants
Seriously.
so fast, you guys.
I would go home, but she didn't. Later that night, she picked up a friend from a party, and on their drive home, the friend pointed out the window and yelled, "Look at that thing." Gibson knew immediately what it was and sped as fast as she could. When she got home, she saw claw marks on the back of her Plymouth Sundance.
Ooh.
Nope.
Ooh, Nelly.
Nope.
Nope.
Then in December 1990, Scott Bray saw a strange animal in his yard near Bray Road. He described it as a muscular wolf-like creature with brown-gray fur and a long tail. It was eating some corn that had fallen from his truck. There you go.
Ah.
January 1992, Tammy Bray, Scott's cousin, was driving home from work when she sighted a large animal cross the road directly in front of her. She claimed it looked like a bear but had fangs and pointed ears. It had stopped on the side of the road and stared at her before running away. It's not scared of anything. October of 1992, Heather Bowie and her friends were walking home from school when they saw a large dog-like creature near an old barn on Hospital Road.
Like broad daylight because it's after school.
Yep.
Wow.
They described the creature with yellow eyes, long black hair, and a long snout. The creature spotted them and began chasing the children until they reached their home.
No. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
not cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't like that
I don't
one.
like that one
No.
either. July 1999, this is a weird one. Lorraine Andreezy, which remember at the beginning was Lori Andreezy, so I don't know if this is a daughter or relative. Pretty sure it is.
Okay.
Lorraine was driving down Bray Road when she saw a huge wolf-like creature standing on its hind legs by a fence. She described it as having gray-brown fur, but human-like hands and feet and a human-like face.
Oh no.
No, it looked at her with curiosity, but then walked away. Note that besides physically seeing the beast of Bray Road, animal mutilations were being reported at a higher rate than normal in the area around Bray Road. People would discover animal remains, including deer and livestock, partially eaten with specific organs removed from the animal carcasses. One person did come forward stating they saw late one night while driving on Bray Road a creature that resembled an unusually wolf-like creature eating an animal that they assumed was roadkill. The creature ran into the woods as soon as a witness's car approached it. Proposed explanations range from a gray wolf or large dog to a black bear suffering from mange to hoaxes and mass hysteria.
Yeah.
So there you go. That was the Beast of Bray Road.
So cool.
I got one more.
Okay.
We go to Iowa. Now, Angela,
Yes.
did you know that the Mothman Festival is not the only festival that celebrates a cryptid?
The puppies. Oh, who celebrates cryptids?
Yeah. So over in Iowa, there's a festival held in Van Meter, where they celebrate a cryptid that has been seen for roughly 120 years.
Ooh.
It happens to be another winged creature like the Mothman, but is it real? We dive into what is now dubbed the Van Meter Visitor.
Ooh. I like how they call him a visitor.
Visitor.
Yes.
Yep. So the first ever spotting was on September 29th, 1903 by local doctor Ulysses Griffith. As he was peacefully slumbering, he was rudely awakened by a bright light that was shining right into his bedroom window.
Oh.
What did people do back then when they were bothered, Angela?
They grabbed their guns.
They grabbed their guns.
Yes.
Good. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, he grabbed his shotgun and went outside to investigate. Yeah. What he saw was not what he expected. He could see a large creature perched on a telephone pole emitting a beam of light from its horn on his head.
What? A unicorn with a beam of light?
A flying unicorn? No, no.
Yay!
No,
It's an
no.
alicorn, flying unicorn. Alicorn. See, I know these things.
Griffith
I love unicorns.
fired his shotgun at it, but the creature was
Don't shoot the
unfazed.
unicorn.
No, and flew away. The following night, hardware store owner O.V. White was at his store when he heard a noise outside. He went to investigate and saw the same creature Griffith saw the night before, but on his roof. And predictably, White shot at the creature as well.
Of course. Stop shooting.
1903, man. But it flew away with a loud screech. Then the next night, Sidney Gregg, a banker, was walking home after work when he spotted the same creature in an alley. When he looked over, the creature had actually jumped on him and knocked him down. Gregg described the creature as having smooth skin, large eyes, and a blunt nose. The creature stood nearly 9 feet tall.
Dude.
Gregg managed to get up and ran all the way back to his home. Clarence Dunn was an eyewitness and even took a plaster cast of a 3-toed footprint it had left behind. Others began,
I love it when there's evidence.
Right? Others began reporting seeing the creature too as it flew overhead from rooftop to rooftop at incredible speeds, releasing a horrendous memory erasing stench. That's what it said, guys. Memory erasing.
The fart is so bad that you forget everything. You're like, nope.
Some believe it shot bolts of light from the horn on its head, as Griffith witnessed. Another eyewitness said it looked like a monster hopping like a kangaroo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. After word spread about the creature, several townspeople got together to track it down. Remember, that's mob mentality.
Yep.
October 2nd. Somehow they followed the creature to an old coal mine on the outskirts of town. When they approached the old mine, they found the creature with another that was same but larger.
Mama.
Yes. It seemed as if the larger one was guarding the smaller one. The townspeople, being men in the early 1900s, as we clearly know, began to fire on them.
Yep. Shoot him dead.
The creatures flew back into the mine shaft. The townspeople decided to sleep on it and return in the morning to see if the creatures would emerge, but they never did. So they end up climbing into it and sealing off the mine shaft.
No.
And the visitor was never seen again.
People.
Or was it? So, in the 1980s, a man who had just moved to the town was walking near the coal mine when he saw a 5-foot-long bat-like creature fly over his head. He had no idea about the Van Meter visitor. Who knows?
Yeah.
And then in the 2000s, another man and his family were driving home to Van Meter when they spotted a giant bird-like creature dead on the side of the road. When the man went back to investigate, it was gone.
Whoa,
maybe it was playing dead. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then in 2006, a pastor was waiting for a friend in Colfax, Iowa, when he spotted what he thought was a dragon flying in the sky.
How cool.
Yeah, he Googled Iowa dragon when he returned home and came across a picture of what he believed he saw, the Van Meter visitor.
That's so cool. Yay.
Yes.
I want to go to Van Meter. I want to see this unicorn dragon thing.
Right?
How cool.
Chad Lewis, paranormal researcher and author, co-wrote a book about the visitor and has done endless research on it. He wrote that in his book, I can honestly say that after poring over countless records, interviewing residents, unearthing local history, and touring the sites of the original encounters, I am still puzzled today as the people of Van Meter were back in 1903.
Right? Oh, that's so cool.
Here's the newspaper article back in then.
Love this so much. I'm so mad that they tried to seal it up, but I'm glad that it didn't work.
I don't think it worked. But okay, so here's a creepier picture of it.
Oh, why make it ominous? It seems like it's not hurting anybody.
It was curious.
It's just living its life and
like Mothman
blowing lights out of its head.
I got a light so I can see.
It's so cool.
Here's another one.
A unicorn. You guys, it's so cute. I love it. I love it so much.
There you go.
Let's go. I love it. Oh, yay, Nicole. Okay, you guys, you can't tell how giddy I am right now. I love this stuff. You guys know I love my cryptids. Let's go to Van Meter. So which one's
your favorite
out
of
the
the three?
Van Meter, of course. Okay. It's like a unicorn, but it's not. It's like a unicorn dragon combination kind of thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go to the Beast of Bray Road.
The werewolf.
No,
I mean, the werewolf. It did chase people, so that I don't like.
And
growled.
I'm cool without that one.
But Yeah.
And the
Get
first one
out
you
of
don't know.
here. Yeah.
This
but-
one's the best. Yeah.
Yeah. This one, I love it. It made me happy. I'm very excited right now.
Yay!
I'm like trying to calm down, guys. But
I told you you'd love it.
I know you're doing this to make me so happy. I love it.
So yeah, this is going to be a really fun series. We're going to hit all 50 states again.
Yay!
Finding each cryptid that is most popular within each state. There are a couple that I'm going to talk about that were like neck and neck.
Honorable
with
mention.
certain,
Yeah.
But yeah, this is fun.
Oh, I'm so excited. You guys, I'm going to be like so giddy this whole series. I love it so much. I love it. If you guys, if we haven't hit your state, or if we have hit your state and you want to talk more about one of these cryptids, or if there's a cryptid you want to make sure that we mention when we get to your state, we want to know. Please email us at theominousstitch@gmail.com. or comment on any of our social medias, Instagram, TikTok, mostly. We want to hear from you. We love hearing from our Stitchers. You can comment on YouTube too. We find those.
Yes,
we find them. So
we'll be back there soon.
Yeah. So anyway, comment anywhere, and we want to know about cryptids in your state that you want us to cover, or
if you've seen one.
If you've seen one, any stories that you have, we want to know. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, Podbean. We got to talk about Podbean, of course. So podbean.com is where we host our wonderful little podcast for you guys. You can jump over there and get today's show notes or any show notes from any previous episode. You can also click on that little button that says Become a Patron.
Woo, woo.
We can't do this without our patrons. We love our patrons. Thank you for our patron support. Let's see. This is going to come out in May. Are we in May yet? Okay, so it's May. This is releasing in May. So let's do.
It's gonna be May.
I love it. Let's do a quick patron shout out.
Patron shout out.
Patron shout out. Okay, so we have Avery, Becca, who is here today. Becca. And then we have. We're going in order. Brittany. Then it would be Kate, Janet, Mike.
Yep, that's
it. Okay,
Small
we've done
but
all of
mighty.
them. Yes, our small but mighty crew. Thank you to all of our patrons. We love you guys very much. If you want to get your hands on patron exclusive episodes, as well as a gift from us, become a patron today, because that's how you get that stuff until we open our shop.
Yeah, then you're gonna have to buy it.
Yeah, then you can go get merch and rep the podcast.
Woo-woo.
Okay, so we have one more thing to do.
That's right.
I'm so excited. So let's get to movie time.
This week's movie review, Cloverfield. Released in 2008, IMDb rating of 7 stars. Synopsis. A group of friends venture deep into the streets of New York on a rescue mission during a rampaging monster attack. Have you seen this before?
I have not seen it before. I've heard of it. And I was like, why is it called Cloverfield? I'm like, is it because they found the video in the Cloverfield? I don't know why it's called Cloverfield.
That's a really good question. Hold on.
Because to me, it has nothing to do with clover fields.
The 2008 film Cloverfield is named after the government case designation for the events caused by the monster, which is Cloverfield. The title is a confused version of the name of a corporation Paramount owns.
Oh, well, all right.
Okay.
So they just decided to name it after the monster, or the code name for it.
Code name.
Cloverfield.
And then there is a series after this, which is cool, and it does deal with monsters, but I think they went into more of a humans are monsters route. It's weird, but
okay,
worth watching. We'll talk about that later. But
today, it's a J.J. Abrams movie.
Yes,
and it has a couple of very notable people in it. T.J. Miller. JT Miller. What's his name? TJ Miller.
I recognize him more from Deadpool than anything.
Right? Yes.
So yeah, he's in it. Lizzie Kaplan, which I like, she's in it, and a couple other people. But I'm sorry, it's funny. I feel like I'm making a theme of movies for you that are specifically found footage.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
I was like,
is that the
mean
theme? Is it found footage? And then no, but
just keep ending it.
Yeah, it was cool. Like I definitely was like,
For a
get
found footage
out of
movie?
Manhattan. How do you get out of Manhattan? Every
Right?
time they almost get out, somebody dies.
Something happens, and he's
something
like, I gotta
happens.
rescue her, which I
I've
get.
gotta
I
get
totally
Emily.
get.
I'm like, no,
Oh, you should go.
After his brother died, I'm like, your priority should be
Right?
to get out too.
Right? And his
Yeah.
mom calls. I'm like, yeah, I got to get home to my mom now because my mom cares about me.
Yeah.
But I get it.
home.
Love.
Yeah, I love her.
And we wouldn't have a movie if he didn't go back. So there you go.
Right.
But it's fun, right? For a found footage movie.
It's fun. I like this. I like this found footage movie.
Yeah. And the monster's crazy and it looks cool and it
everyone
doesn't.
turns into zombies when they bite.
No, they die.
They just like explode.
No, they die. Yeah. There's something poisonous when they get bitten by these little creatures. Spoiler alert.
Ooh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You already mentioned her name. I finally just got excited
Yes.
for her. I love her.
Yes.
Yes.
I remember her from Hot Tub
The
Time
Machine, right?
Yes.
Great White Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
I know she's in
I
a lot
love
more,
her.
but
Yes.
she's great in that.
Yeah.
But so spoiler alerts, go watch the movie. We're going to spoil a lot of this. She gets bitten towards the end because they're walking through the bottom of the subway. They got to make it as creepy as possible.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool.
Yeah. I'm like, well, if the monster's not in the subway, that's a smart way to
Yes.
go.
Yeah, and I thought
but
that
then
was
the
great.
monster spits these baby monsters that come off of it.
Like, I don't know what it's carrying.
like a spider.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do they grow up to be big or do they not?
I don't know.
So there's so much mystery wrapped in this that I love that part because you don't know anything about this creature. There's speculations, but you really don't know exactly what happened, and you can create your own story about what happened.
Right. Yeah.
Because it came from the water and
Yeah, it came out of the water. So like,
like
is this
King Kong.
living in the ocean?
Yeah.
What is this? And then it's kind of like this weird octopusy kind of a thing.
octopus dinosaur hybrid.
Yeah.
Alien.
So, yeah.
My kids, I was trying to explain what I was watching at one point, and they're like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "It's this big monster movie. Comes out of the ocean. King Kong." I'm like, "No, it's not King Kong. Did you know King
Godzilla?
Kong's real?" Or no,
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
They said Godzilla, and they're like, "Do you know Godzilla's real?" Because there's a TikTok about it, of course, and they saw it. And I said, "No, Godzilla's not real."
love
But
it.
there's a TikTok, and I'm like, "Oh gosh, no. You can't believe everything TikTok says." Anyway, but no, this movie was really good with the found footage. It didn't make me sick, which most of them do.
Yeah, because it's like
Shakes everywhere.
Yeah.
And of course, they have to keep carrying the camera to show what happens, and everybody needs to know. And
Yeah. So
I thought
it
that
was
was fun.
good. I liked this one. This is probably one of my favorite found
Hey!
footage. Yeah. So it was fun. I enjoyed it. I had fun watching it the whole
Good.
time. I was like, they're never going to get out of there. They're never going to get out of
Isn't
there.
that fun?
Yeah. And then,
Fun.
and every time they're almost out, something happens and the monster gets somebody or gets like,
Somebody dies.
Yeah. So it was really good. I enjoyed it. So
Good.
I would probably give it, what did IMDb rate it?
7.
7? Oh, that's a good number. I would
Right?
say like 7, maybe 7.3.
Ooh, okay. Get
Get a little higher.
specific
A little
there.
higher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I give it a 7.5, I think.
Yeah. It was good. It was fun. Yeah. And I usually like things that J.J. Abrams does. It
He's
has his
really
hands in.
good.
He's a good storyteller.
Well, I mean, this not directed by him. It was produced, right?
Yeah.
But no, this is a fun movie. And like I said, they decided it was so successful that they started a series off of it. And so you might have heard about it. You probably don't. but
Yeah.
It's good. The second one's got John Candy in it. John Goodman.
John
Candy's
Goodman.
Dead.
Yes.
John Goodman. R.I.P. It's got John Goodman and a couple other people you might know. But that one's really good too. So
Oh, okay.
anyway,
I'll have to
very
watch this
different feel.
Yeah.
Very different feel.
Interesting.
But yeah, I like this
All right.
movie.
I
I'm
love
glad.
it. Yay.
So we're going to be watching a lot of cryptid movies.
Yay!
Monster movies.
I'm so excited. I love it so much.
Yes.
Yay. You guys, I'm going to be like flying high and so happy and so excited.
got
I'm
jazz
I'm
hands.
dancing with jazz hands. I'm so happy. Yay. So thank you for an awesome episode, Nicole. I love it so
Of course.
much.
I love it too.
I'm going to have so much fun on this road trip.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh, you guys. Oh, thank you for joining in for another episode and riding along with us on this wild cryptid ride. We are cruising through the 50 states again. So buckle up, and until next time, we'll see you, Stitchers.
See ya, Stitchers.